Hey everybody, and welcome back to the latest installment of Tea Time with the First Tee of Greater Akron. I'm typically your host, Mike Clark, but today we're going to have a little role reversal, and I'm going to be the guest, and your special guest host today is none other than my guy, Jimmy Beers. Coach Jimmy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to this. So I'm going to hand the questions over to you, and let's see what I got. Let's see what kind of answers I can come up with for you.
I love it. Flipping roles, flipping roles. Well, this is kind of cool because you just came on board last year, so we're excited to hear these 9 questions. I know a couple of the answers, but I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
all. So first off, let's roll right into it. What is your role at the First Tee, and how long have you had this position?
All right. Well, my roles, I'm the assistant program director and then also outreach. So I've had the opportunity since last June. I think it's June 10th that I started last summer. So we're approaching a 1 year anniversary here pretty soon. In my role, it's really exciting. I get to go out and take our programming on the road. And I get to, through our drive program, I get to go to community centers and different organizations and a lot of schools through the national school program. And like I said, take our programming on the road and hopefully get some excitement drawn up from the kids and get them down the mud run. All about growing the game of golf, which is a passion of mine.
I love it. Yeah, we can tell that for sure. For sure. In your almost year, what is your favorite memory so far? I'm very anxious to hear this answer.
We had a holiday party at Mud Run back in December, and it was really cute. We had if you weren't there out there in First Tee Land, we had the clubhouse all decorated. We had Santa and Mrs. Claus were there, but what was really cool was we had a toy drive, and it was really neat and overwhelming to see the response we got from our participants, and it was awesome to kind of teach our participants that we as the First Tee Greater Akron benefit from the generosity of so many others. That it was an exciting opportunity to have our participants in turn give back to those in need. So I thought that was an all-encompassing, pretty cool, fun event.
Our next question is one we asked you actually last year when we interviewed you. And I remember your answer then. And I'm kind of curious to see if it's the same answer or if you've been teaching 9 core values for a year, has it changed? So what is your favorite core value at the First Tee?
My favorite, or what I think might be the most important, is integrity. And the reason I say that is because if you look at all the 9 core values, if you lack any of the 8 outside of integrity, you probably don't have integrity. There's a good chance you're not going to show good integrity. So I think that integrity is kind of the overarching that takes all 9 core values, mashes them up into one, and you could put it into that.
What is your dream foursome in golf?
My favorite golfer of all time would be Sergio Garcia. Sergio is who got me to fall in love with the game of golf as a fan. Back at Medina in the PGA Championship when he hit that shot around the tree, I was watching that live, and that was love at first sight, I guess you could say. And I followed him all these years, and he's polarizing because he has a lot of fire and a lot of passion out on the golf course, and maybe he might break some of these 9 core values that we're trying to instill in our youth. But at the same time, he has shown some perseverance. His game has had peaks and valleys, and I think it was his like 72nd try in a major where he finally won the Masters. And fun fact for you, my wife was there when we were watching that. It's the only sporting event ever, and I'm a huge sports fan, that actually brought a tear to my eye when he won. It's pretty emotional here. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go with Sergio Garcia. And then another player that I love and would love to tee it up with someday is Henrik Stenson. Henrik Stenson is a great golfer. I love him in the Ryder Cups. A great iron player. I try to mimic my iron play off after his. His is much better, but I try to mimic it nevertheless. And then my fourth in the group would be, Sergio's been my favorite golfer over the years. Kind of the guy that I'm really into these days is Hideki Matsuyama, a winner here in Akron at the Bridgestone Invitational. I really love watching him play. He's a lot of fun to watch. He makes a lot of birdies, but then he also has a couple hiccups out there, which brings him back down a little bit. But that's golf, you know. So I can relate to that. I have some good holes and some bad holes too. So that right there, like I said, I'm not gonna be on the PGA Tour anytime soon. I don't think so. That's my dream foursome right there.
Well, we're learning a lot about you, MC. I love it. That's what we call Coach at work, MC, Mike Clark. So, MC, what are your hobbies outside of golf? Do you have any?
Oh yeah, well my one hobby is taking a hit over these last couple weeks, and I love to work out, but without a gym, I'm just not getting the job done here at home with my resistance band. So that hobby is going to become a full-time job when the gyms reopen, because this quarantine has not been good on my waistline at all. So that's one big hobby, but it's not really a hobby, but it's a love and a passion, I guess, is spending time with my wife Lauren and my two daughters, Aniston and Callan. With my daughters are 3 and 5, and they are every minute's free entertainment with them. It's an experience. So spending a lot of time with them recently, obviously being at home a lot. So yeah, anything I can do to spend time with the girls and the misses, that would be I won't say it's a hobby, but it's definitely something I love to do.
Which brings us right into our next question, because it might be one of theirs. Favorite movie?
Little Big League, and that's where little Billy Haywood's grandfather owns the Minnesota Twins, and unfortunately passes and leaves the team to his 12-year-old grandson,
Wow.
who then is the owner and then becomes the manager of the Twins. And it's a real fun comedy. It's great. A lot of cameos. Ken Griffey Jr., who was my favorite baseball player growing up, plays a big role at the end. A lot of the Cleveland Indians are in it, but Carlos Baerga and Sandy Alomar had an appearance in it. So loved it as a kid, and it's one of those movies that just kind of keeps getting better as I get older. A lot of nostalgia plays into that too, but I can watch that movie start to finish, recite it, back and forth. So that's definitely probably my favorite.
So movies, TV shows?
All TV shows. This is a series I've watched probably 3 or 4 times in its entirety already, and I could probably start it up season 1, episode 1 right now, and that's Friday Night Lights. Love Friday Night Lights. It's about high school football team down in Texas. Revolves around head coach Eric Taylor, who is a great character. I feel like I relate to him a little bit, but he has this awesome saying that he tells his players, which is clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. So even though that's not one of our core values, I think that's something we could teach the kids out there.
So music artist, with the initials MC, I thought maybe Young MC, but I'm turning it over to you.
Well, yeah, there's Young MC, there's MC Hammer. You can't go wrong either way with the MCs. Another guy, probably my favorite musical artist, and he was an MC at one point, but what I really love about this guy is that he started out as a DJ, and then he became a rapper, and then he was a rap rocker, and then he started kind of getting into like Southern rock, and now he's a country folk singer. And after all these years, even though he's kind of bounced around from genre to genre, I really can't pick an era of his music that I like the most, because he's able to make just enough good music in each era that all these different songs from over the last 20 years or so keep popping up in my playlist, and that would be Kid Rock. And funny enough, Kid Rock, even though you wouldn't know it, huge golf fan. He's good buddies with John Daly, and he's played golf with, I've seen him out there with Ricky Fowler, and I believe it was last year down at Muirfield, down in Columbus, he got his first ever hole-in-one playing with Jack Nicklaus. So how cool is that?
We are on our last hole.
Okay.
So before we tee off the last hole, you want any mulligans? Need any mulligans?
Oh, you know what? I don't believe in mulligans these days. I used to always take 1 or 2 here and there, but you know what? I'm gonna pass on the mulligan. I think we're doing all right. Let's see if we can finish strong. Like you say, winners finish strong.
Winners finish strong. So you better get back in that gym, start working out.
Oh, tell me about it.
All right, so we're dying to know this one. MC, hidden talent.
I would say that I'm one heck of a folder of laundry. You can ask Mrs. Clark. I do all the laundry, do all the folding, and that's from a retail background. So that's something that a lot of people, I actually love folding clothes. I get excited when they come out of the dryer. But another talent that I think I have, that I challenge any of the first tee participants to step up to the plate and challenge me, is I think I'm the Michael Jordan of rock, paper, scissors.
Ooh.
Yeah, in best of three, if I did my math right, in best of three series lifetime, I'm 721, 3-2.
You can read our minds.
Yeah, Jedi mind tricks.
What am I thinking? Rock, paper, scissors right now.
Rock.
Oh my gosh. How about now?
Rock again.
Oh my gosh, you're crazy.
Yeah. You're like my daughter Anderson. Just keep throwing the same thing over and over again. That's why I'm so good.
MC, this has been a lot of fun, and on behalf of all the kids at the First Tee and our staff, we love having you on board and taking over the outreach program. And those kids at the community centers really look forward to having you. And we've heard nothing but great results from the directors at the community centers. So thanks for joining our wonderful team at the First Tee of Greater Akron. Any last comments you have for us here?
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see everybody back out at Mud Run, out at the community centers, out at the community events that I get to go to. I really miss everybody, and trust me, can't wait to get back to work and see all you guys. So thank you so much.